Y News with Angelo Castro III and Darlene Basingan.
The culling of poultry animals in areas with bird flu outbreak is extended until Thursday. Ray Pelayo tells us why.
The Department of Agriculture, or DA, has culled only 19,000 poultry animals during its depopulation in areas affected by the bird flu outbreak in Pampanga. Agriculture Secretary Manny Piñol says their operations in the affected towns have been delayed on some of those supposed to do the culling backed out because of fear of infection. But the agriculture chief says the number of their men has already increased. This is why the culling of 200,000 poultry animals like chicken, ducks, and other birds is expected to be completed on Thursday. These are the areas covered by the 1-kilometer radius quarantine zone from ground zero or origin of the outbreak in San Luis, Pampanga. Authorities advise residents inside the 7-kilometer controlled area to not dress their poultry animals until it is declared safe to eat. It is also prohibited to transport only poultry animal out of Luzon, including poultry meat, day-old chick, eggs, and semen. The Agriculture Secretary notes it is better to implement stricter policy than to let the situation get worse.
Halimbawa, lumabas ng Luzon, ma'am, hindi ko na kayang pigilin yan. Magre-resign ako pag kumalat ito ng Bisaya sa Mindanao dahil sa kapabayaan ko, magre-resign ako.
Health officials confirm that the virus that hit San Luis is an avian flu, but that it is tested negative of N1, the strain that is contagious to humans. The government awaits the results of the examination of a laboratory from Australia if the said strain tested positive of the N6 strain that can also infect humans. The DA will provide a 25,000 peso assistance loan to farmers affected by the outbreak. The government is expected to spend 16 million pesos for culling poultry animals since each animal killed will be paid for with 80 pesos. The affected areas might be declared free of bird flu virus once the DA completes the culling process. Ray Pelayo, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The Department of Agriculture releases the map and list of barangays covered by the quarantine and controlled zone due to avian flu outbreak. The ground zero, or where the outbreak was found, includes barangays of San Carlos and Santa Rita in the town of San Luis, Pampanga. 14 other barangays within the 1-kilometer radius quarantine area from the ground zero include San Agustin, San Nicolas, San Sebastian, Santa Cruz Poblacion, Santa Lucia, Santa Monica, and Santo Tomas. Other barangays are part of Mexico and the municipality of San Simon. Meanwhile, a total of 42 barangays in Pampanga are covered by the 7-kilometer radius controlled area, which includes 6 in Apalit, 8 in Candaba, 11 in San Fernando City, and 7 in Mexico. Dressed chicken stalls in some wet markets in Quezon City are now affected by the bird flu outbreak in Pampanga. Joyce Balancho will tell us why.
The price of dressed chicken in some wet markets in Quezon City reduced by 20 to 30 pesos after the Department of Agriculture confirmed last week the bird flu outbreak in San Luis, Pampanga. In Mega Q-Mart, for example, from 140 pesos to 150 pesos per kilo, chicken now only costs 130 to 135 pesos. Some vendors say some of their customers might have been affected by the threat of the disease in Pampanga.
Wala pang kalahati yung nabibenta namin kasi nga walang namimili. Paramihan siguro natatakot na mamili ng manok kasi nga dahil sa bird flu na tinatawag nila.
Aling Ludi, for example, has cut the price of her chicken to 120 pesos per kilo from 150 pesos just to entice customers to buy from her.
Dahil sa tumal, siyempre kailangan namin magkabenta. Kahit na wala kami kinikita, binibenta namin ng mababa.
This morning, the Department of Trade and Industry inspected 2 wet markets and 1 supermarket in Quezon City to check on the price of chicken. DTI Undersecretary Ted Pascua clarifies that the public has no reason to worry because supplies in these markets come from Tarlac and Bataan. Vendors also has National Meat Inspection Service certificates to show that their meat products are safe to consume.
Tuloy sana ang ating pag-patronize ng manok, lalong-lalo na doon sa litaw naman yung kalidad. Ibig sabihin, bukod dito sa branded, alam natin, katulad doon sa pinanggalingan natin, may mga wet market naman na meron quality management system.
DTI says they will continue to conduct inspection in other markets. While the public seems to be worrying over safety of chicken meat sold in markets, the Department of Health clarifies that eating chicken itself will not cause the transmission of disease to humans.
Naintindihan po namin yan sa mga susunod na araw, medyo may paghina ng benta sapagkat hindi nakakarating yung tamang impormasyon sa ating mga kababayan. Kaya nga itong binibigay naming public health advisory sa mga kababayan natin ay sana makatulong sapagkat ang pagkain ng manok ay hindi po makakahawa ng sinasabing bird flu virus.
Joyce Balancio, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The local government of Candaba calls on the Department of Agriculture to lift the ban on the selling of ducks and other poultry animals from Pampanga. Victor Cosare tells us why.
The local officials of Candaba and duck raisers held a meeting with the officials of the Department of Agriculture or DA and the Department of Health or DOH early this morning. They call on the agriculture and health officials to lift the ban on the sale of their poultry products, particularly of ducks and its eggs. 2 villages in the town of Candaba are covered of the 7-kilometer controlled area where the exit of chickens, ducks or any poultry products and eggs are not allowed. The move aims to prevent the spread of the virus to other provinces. Duck raisers complain that they are losing profit and kabalens are losing their livelihoods in Candaba.
Yung sanang ginawang pagkukuha ni Secretary Piñol last Friday, malip na dito sa area ng Candaba na kami naman talaga bird flu free. Hinaing namin na magkaroon ng agarang solusyon para yung amin namang mga produkto ay maitawid dagat namin like Visayas and Mindanao.
The farms deliver 1 million duck eggs daily, which is worth 7 million pesos. Duck raisers plan to hold a protest rally in front of the municipal capital in Pampanga to air their concerns. Meanwhile, Mayor Johnny Sambo of the town of Santo Tomas announces that their town is already avian virus free. Sambo says the declaration came after he met with agriculture and health officials together with poultry raisers early this morning with the presence of the members of the media.
Ako po ay masaya dahil nagsalita po ang ating taga-BAI, si Dr. Bichaco, tsaka si Asek Garzon, na ang aming bayan pong Santo Tomas ay avian flu free.
About 1 million chickens are left stocked in their town due to the directive of the DA not to allow the release of the chickens. The town of Santo Tomas seeks to secure a memorandum on shipping permit certification, proving that the town is already virus-free and can deliver and import products. The Department of Agriculture says Santo Tomas is outside of the 7-kilometer radius controlled area and that there were no reported sudden deaths of chickens in the said town. Currently, the town of Santo Tomas couldn't export poultry products as Pampanga has been declared under a state of calamity due to the bird flu outbreak. Meanwhile, the Senate Committee on Health and Demography urges the Department of Agriculture to thoroughly check on the possible liabilities of poultry farm owners in the current avian flu virus outbreak in Pampanga.
The DA and the DOA should investigate whether the two owners of the said poultry farms were negligent in reporting or baka naman they did not know about this disease.
Victor Cosare, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
Malacañang assures of directly monitoring the situation in local poultry farms amid the avian flu outbreak in the north. This amid calls from various sectors to lift the ban imposed by the Department of Agriculture on the shipment of poultry products from Luzon. Malacañang says its priority at present is the health security of consumers and the general public.
Our long-term concern is to sustain and support our local poultry industry as it weathers this first-time crisis. We will work closely with them to eliminate this problem soonest and to restore our country's chicken exports to their premium position in international market.
58 suspected Maute recruits charged with rebellion appeared at the hearing of the Department of Justice to file counter affidavits. They insisted they were misled by MNLF recruiter Nur Supian, who told them they would undergo training for eventual integration into the Philippine Army. They denied any connection with the Maute terror group and pleaded for the dismissal of rebellion charges. Meanwhile, Nur Supian was given the chance to refute the allegations until Friday, August 18, and after which the case is deemed submitted for resolution. 32 of the recruits were arrested in a military checkpoint in Ipil, Zamboanga del Sur, while 27 others, including 4 minors, were apprehended in Guam, Zamboanga City last July 25.
Bali, magpupunta po kami sa Camp Jabal, doon kami mag-aantay sa programa ng MNLF at saka gobyerno. Wala daw silang intensyon na sumali sa Maute, kundi sa MNLF, then eventually for integration.
Motorists are experiencing a large traffic flow on major roads in Metro Manila. Rajel Adora is in EDSA Philam to tell us why live. Yes, Rajel, go ahead.
Yes, Darlene, motorists traveling in various places will experience a green and go traffic as they go along in major roads in Metro Manila. Meanwhile, let us now check our live points. In Marcos Highway, Kalumpang, Marikina City, there is a moderate traffic situation going Masinag, while there will be a light traffic going Cubao. In Quiapo, Manila, all motorists will be convenient in their travel going to España as well as going Loton. Same situation will be experienced in Commonwealth Avenue. There will be a green and go traffic as you go along in Fairview and Quezon City Circle. As we see here in EDSA Philam, motorists going SM North EDSA will experience a light traffic buildup, while on the other lane going Quezon Avenue have a light traffic situation. And that is the latest traffic update. Back to you, Darlene.
Thank you, Rajel Adora, reporting live from EDSA Philam. Meanwhile, the newly opened Eastern Transport Terminal in Marikina City is expected to cut by 1,000 the number of bus units plying EDSA every day. Joan Nano tells us why.
The Department of Transportation or DOTR and the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA inspected earlier the newly opened Metro Manila Eastern Multimodal Transport Terminal in Marikina City. As of today, there are only 4 bus companies stationed at the new terminal, namely the Superlines, Amihan Bus Line, Filtranco, and the Dimple Star. The buses have routes going to Iloilo, Caticlan, Romblon, and Mindoro. The DOTR and MMDA plan to transfer the 4-hectare terminal, the bus companies with terminals along EDSA that violate the nose-in, nose-out policy.
Itong terminal na ito, hindi ho ito yung 100 solusyon sa traffic. Wala ho isang infrastruktura, walang isang sistema ang makaka-solve ng 100% ng estado ng transportasyon at trapiko.
The Bright Future Realty Corporation, the company running the said terminal, says provincial buses with South Luzon Expressway routes will ply the C5 road, while those going north will ply the Katipunan Avenue and would turn to Mindanao Avenue and exit to NLEX. The Transportation Department seeks to make the said terminal technology-based, meaning there would be full monitoring of the entire area to ensure that other vehicles won't illegally park there. The DOTR also targets to launch an online booking of trips in the said terminal. Aside from buses, UV Express vans, passenger jeepneys, and taxis can also use the said terminal. This is to make passengers commute easier, especially those coming from provinces carrying a lot of baggage.
Maluwag siya. At ng yung taxi or may magko-commute ang pasahero, meron dyan sa main road. Kung taxi lang, marami naman tayong taxi dyan. Mas dito yung pasahero, hindi siya mahirapan.
Medyo magkakalayuan pero okay lang. Komportable kami.
Doon po sa Pasay, ma'am, pagka bumaba kayo ng bus, madali pa kayo nakakasakay?
Oo, mayroon man din. Pero, kaso lang, doon, ma'am, maraming mga snacksir, ganun. Dito, parang peaceful.
Transportation officials are still finishing the construction of other facilities in the terminal and is expected to be fully operational before the year ends. Joan Nano, UNTV News and Rescue, Makati City.
Manila's Metro Disaster Corps is providing free training to Filipino pet owners who want their canines to become rescue dogs. Leslie Longbowen tells us why.
To prepare Filipinos for a magnitude 7.2 earthquake that Filipino geologists believe may hit the country's capital, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA trains dozens of volunteers and their dogs in search and rescue protocols every Saturday.
The dog is very unique. Meron silang pang-amoy na hindi katulad ng sa tao. Meron tayong mga napoproduce ngayon na mga machines na pwedeng humanap ng mga tao under rubble. But that cannot be compared sa aso. Dahil innate na sa kanila. Ginawa sila ng Diyos na may ganong talent. Yung machines nagkakos yun ng million. But our dog, magkano lang ba? 12,000 or less.
The training includes searching through debris and agility courses, as well as exercises on commanding dogs to heel, stay put, and track people. Philippine geologists estimate 30,000 households could be affected and thousands could die when the fault running through Manila moves. The MMDA Canine Corps wants at least 3 to 5 rescue dogs in each village in Manila area to minimize casualties.
At first, I wanted us to have more bonding together and to exercise also. And then, as the training progressed, I learned that she's really good with searching. So I wanted to continue her training para she can help also in case of emergencies.
Leslie Longbowen, UNTV, News and Rescue, Philippines.
Next on Y News. Senate approves bill prohibiting the imposition of expiry dates on gift checks.
And Malacañang calls on Filipinos in Guam and South Korea to coordinate with embassy and consulate officials amid a threat from North Korea.
Y News will be right back. The lower house sees the need to conduct a separate investigation over the corruption issue inside the Bureau of Customs following the probe on the shipment of billions of pesos worth of illegal drugs from China. Nel Maribuhok will tell us why.
House Committee on Dangerous Drugs Chair Congressman Robert Ace Barber sees some possible amendments on the existing laws following the investigation of both chambers of Congress on the importation of 6.4 billion peso worth of shabu from China. Barber says some provisions of the anti-wiretapping law should be relaxed as drug lords are concerned.
We will conduct yung pagtatap ng telepono mo to get more information para magkaroon kami ng basihan na hulihin ka.
Barbers emphasizes that the issue of illegal drugs importation is timely for the passage of the reimposition of death penalty. He adds that some policies of the Bureau of Customs should be given a closer look, especially the process of inspection of cargoes where corruption exists. The committee chair and other lawmakers are planning to file a resolution to conduct separate probe on the corruption issues inside the agency.
Ang amin pong tatapusin lamang yung usapin tungkol sa pagpasok ng droga at pagpapalabas ng droga. But we will continue and pursue the issue of graft and corruption inside the Bureau of Customs.
Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
There is high possibility that the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections this year is to be postponed soon. Grace Casin will tell us why.
In a vote of 19-2, the House Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms approved in first reading the bill postponing the local polls supposedly to be held in October this year. The Liga ng mga Barangay sa Pilipinas immediately agreed the proposal, especially that based on COMELEC data, there are 266 barangay kagawad and 87 barangay captains arrested for involvement in illegal drug transactions.
There is a valid concern that drug syndicates and personalities will use drug money to infiltrate and influence the election. Nakita naman po natin na 6.4 billion worth of shabu pumasok.
However, some lawmakers are disappointed because around 197 million pesos were already used for election preparations, and the public has not even given a chance to air their side on the matter.
Nakakadismaya na ang tanging napakinggan natin ay yung mga opisyal mismo na, of course, pagtatanungin mo, pabor ba kayo sa postponement ng eleksyon? Siyempre, pabor sila dahil sila ang pangunahing makikinabang dito.
Meanwhile, COMELEC assures that the agency's mandate will not be affected by the issues facing poll chief Andres Bautista.
We are a collegial body, and with or without him, the COMELEC will continue to function.
Grace Casin, UNTV News and Rescue, House of Representatives.
The COMELEC Employees Union made certain that their preparations for the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections will not be affected by the issues facing the poll chief. Aiko Miguel explains why.
Kami nga, hindi kami nangangambay kasi everything is on track. So as is scheduled, gumagana naman.
The COMELEC Employees Union says they are now focusing on preparing for the polls in October.
We haven't really stopped preparing because there is still no law postponing the barangay elections.
In fact, the agency has already printed the precinct certified voters list, aside from ballots that will be distributed in polling places. They are confident that the poll chief is ready to face his personal problems in accordance with the law.
Kami po sa COMELEC EU ay naniniwala na dapat bigyan ng full opportunity si chairman to explain in the proper forum. Kasi mukhang sincero naman si chairman sa kanyang mga pahayag at handa naman niyang paliwanag o pabulaanan yung mga pinaparatang sa kanya.
Meanwhile, COMELEC warns the public to be wary against those claiming to have been appointed as barangay officials. This after two men visited the office of the Vice President for Internal Affairs of COMELEC EU, saying DILG already appointed them as barangay officials.
The DILG issued a memo to, I believe, to all local government units, warning them of a scam offering positions for the next term, for the holdover period.
COMELEC assures the public that they are continuously preparing for a clean and fair elections, which is COMELEC's primary mandate. The issues against COMELEC Chairman Andres Bautista will not affect their duties as servants of Filipinos. Aiko Miguel, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea confirms the appointment by President Rodrigo Duterte of Sandigan Bayan Justice Alexander Gesmundo as a new Supreme Court Justice. Gesmundo will replace Associate Justice Jose Mendoza, who retired last week. He is the chairperson of the 7th Division of the Anti-Graft Court and co-chairman of the Sandigan Bayan Committee on Rules. Gesmundo also served as the vice chairperson of the Philippine Judicial Academy's Department of Remedial Law. He is the 4th Supreme Court Justice appointed by President Rodrigo Duterte. Alleged big-time drug lord Peter Lim did not appear in today's preliminary investigation of his illegal drug trading case at the Department of Justice. He instead sent his lawyers. Roderick Mendoza will tell us why.
The Department of Justice today started probing the illegal drug trading case filed against businessman Peter Lim. Lim did not attend the hearing and instead sent his lawyers to receive the complaint filed by the PNP-CIDG. His lawyer says the businessman is a different person from Peter Lim alias Jaguar, who is an illegal drug supplier.
He is not that person. He has always denied it. In fact, he has presented himself saying that he's not that AKA Jaguar.
Other respondents, Peter Co and Lovely Impal, also failed to appear at the hearing. Only Kerwin Espinosa, who is now under the Witness Protection Program, was present. In the complaint filed by the PNP-CIDG, Peter Lim, Peter Co and Lovely Impal were allegedly the suppliers of illegal drugs to Espinosa's group. Lim's lawyer requested the DOJ panel to summon Marcelo Adorco, the police witness who implicated a businessman in illegal drug trading.
He should be presented so that he can subscribe and verify, in fact, if his claims are true.
The DOJ panel set another hearing on August 24 for the submission of counter affidavits. Roderick Mendoza, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
The Department of the Interior and local government will review the training process that police non-commissioned officers or PNCOs go through. Monokson tells us why.
The Department of the Interior and local government expresses concern on reports that some police non-commissioned officers are involved in corruption. PNCOs are police officers who finished criminology and have ranks of PO1 to SPO4. DILG-OIC Yusek Catalino Cuy says they want to bring back the training under the Philippine National Police Academy. The official adds that they will also need to review the police training process since this is where the possible influence of corruption starts among policemen.
Kasi merong portion in their 12 months ng training na nag-OJT sila eh. So we are seeing na baka doon din sa portion na yun eh. Diyan medyo nasisira yung indoctrination sa kanila. Kasi sa PPSC more on classroom instruction yan eh.
Just last week, not less than 10 police officers were arrested by the PNP Counterintelligence Task Force or CITF. Since the CITF was formed this year, they already arrested 57 police officers. More than 1,000 are also under investigation. The most prevalent violations are police acting as protectors of illegal activities, drug-related cases, and extortion. CITF says there are even police officers that use the War on Drugs campaign to extort money.
Instead na gawing accomplishment yung pagkakahuli sa tao, ang kultura po na nangyayari sa labas is pinagkakaperahan po yung mga dapat po talaga na dapat makulong sa mga illegal na activities.
For complaints on erring police officers, the public can text on the CITF hotline number 0998-970-2286. Mon Hokson, UNTV News and Rescue, Camp Crame.
The Department of Education is set to conduct mandatory drug tests in private and public schools this year. Maki Libradilla tells us why.
The Department of Education have issued the guideline of the drug test to be conducted in junior and senior high school, teachers, and DepEd personnels in private and public schools across the country. This is in line with the administration's war against drugs. Undersecretary Jesus Lorenzo Mateo says, based on the Department Order Number 40, it is compulsory for students to undergo drug test.
Mga confirm po, nire-refer po sa Social Welfare and Development. Kaya naman kung ang pamilya ay pinili nila na doon na lang sa private rehabilitation center, pwede naman po. Pero hindi pwede pong mag-refuse yung mga magulang o yung estudyante.
Meanwhile, some students and parents are not against the new guidelines.
Okay lang naman po. Hindi ko po masasabi. Payag na payag po ako dahil hindi ko pa po gagawa. Medyo takot po ako.
Okay lang naman. Kasi wala namang problema yun. At least malalaman ko kung merong biso o wala yung anak ko.
But on the other side, Nuelan Magbanwa, a teacher, says DepEd should still ask consent of the parents before conducting the drug test to students.
Sa kahit na anong bagay na pinapagawa natin sa mga bata, kinakailangan din yung approval ng mga magulang. Parang sa akin, pinanggalan mo ng karapatan ang mga magulang, diba? To decide for their kids.
But Undersecretary Mateo explains that the method will undergo careful and cautious procedure to prevent the students to be traumatized.
Hindi ito ground for expulsion, no? Against the student, no? Ang layunin nito para magamot nga natin yung mga estudyante na to.
However, teachers and DepEd personnel who will be positive after the drug test will face dismissal from service. Maki Libradilla, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
Establishments will soon be barred from issuing gift checks, certificates, or cards with expiry dates. Nel Maribohok will tell us why.
With 22 affirmative votes with no opposition, the Senate approves the gift check bill in its third and final reading. The bill prohibits the issuance of gift checks, certificates, or cards with expiry dates. To those who will violate the provision of the law will be meted out with fines ranging from 50,000 to 1 million pesos.
This gift check act is timely because it is coming towards the Christmas season, and a lot of our kababayans will be happy to note that there will be no more expiry dates on their gift checks. And those that have gift checks today will also be part of this law.
The Senate also approves the concurrence to ratify the International Convention 151. The international treaty will give adequate protections to millions of civil servants, particularly against acts of anti-union discrimination. Senator Joel Villanueva, who chairs the Labor, Employment and Human Resource Development Committee, says that the treaty's ratification will help prevent the abuse of contractualization or ENDO in the public sector. Nel Maribohok, UNTV News and Rescue, Senate of the Philippines.
Residents in Guam say they are prepared for the worst, although a missile attack from North Korea is unlikely to happen. Carlo Del Dono tells us why.
Guam residents said they're somewhat worried but prepared after their local government recently issued a series of emergency procedure guidelines in the event of a nuclear attack from North Korea.
I think everyone should be prepared for the worst, should expect the unexpected. They may or not do it, you never know.
As our governor has been saying, there really is no threat when they haven't been doing anything from all the other threats they've given us. The only reason why it seems like a big issue is because it's been spread through social media. Everyone's okay. We're all living normal.
Filipinos in Guam say they have not received any advisory from the Philippine consulate yet, though they are monitoring the situation.
Wala pang panic buying nangyayari dito. Tungkol naman sa pag-abiso ng consulate ng Pilipinas, wala pa naman kaming actualing direktang narinig, direktang paghahanda o pagpapauwi ng mga kababayan natin. Wala pa naman.
Guam is home to U.S. Air Base, a Navy installation, a Coast Guard group, and roughly 6,000 U.S. military personnel, a vital territory for the U.S. military. Carlo Del Dono, UNTV News and Rescue, Guam, USA.
Meanwhile, Malacañang has called on Filipinos in Guam and South Korea to coordinate with the Philippine Embassy and Consulate amid threats of missile strike from North Korea. The government also calls on all Filipinos in the said countries to remain calm and settle all arguments in a peaceful manner.
We ask all Filipinos in Guam and Korea and their families here to inform DFA or our consular officials of their whereabouts. Also, at the same time, we continue to enjoin all concerned parties to desist from threats and military action, and we enjoin all sides to start talks, which will be greatly facilitated by an end to missile tests and attack threats.
Coming up on Y News. The NUTC Health Administration accords MCGI volunteers for their services to elder citizens in Singapore.
And revelers relax and enjoy the brass band festival in Guča, Serbia.
More from Y News after this break. Five public hospitals began the distribution of free medicines for indigent patients. This include Jose Reyes Memorial Hospital, East Avenue Medical Center, Lung Center of the Philippines, Philippine Children's Hospital, and the San Lazaro Hospital. The first 6 public hospitals in regions 3, 6, 7, 11, and Metro Manila have provided more than 96 million peso worth of medicines to poor patients. A group of private hospitals administrators will appeal to the Supreme Court regarding the anti-hospital deposit law. Ray Pelayo tells us why.
Private Hospital Association of the Philippines argues that many hospitals are likely to close due to bankruptcy with the implementation of the anti-hospital deposit law.
Are concerned that if
this will continue, most of the small hospitals, especially in the provinces, will get bankrupt. The group said the law does not have guarantee as to who will pay or shoulder the hospital bill of patients. According to the group's president Rustico Jimenez, there are now a pile of promissory notes pending payments from patients in their hospitals, as well as the million pesos worth of reimbursements from PhilHealth coverage that government has to pay. Just recently, President Rodrigo Duterte signed into law the Anti-Hospital Deposit Bill, which imposes stiffer penalties to hospitals and clinics that will require deposits from patients or will refuse to provide treatment to patients, especially in emergency situations and severe cases. Penalties include imprisonment of up to 2 years and fine of up to 300,000 pesos. Ray Pelayo, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
NTCU Health, an elderly care facility in Singapore, awarded an appreciation award to volunteers from Members Church of God International. Mary Jo Maleriado will tell us why.
In Singapore, the open-door manner and willingness to communicate in whatever way possible is the essence of what is now remembered as Kampong spirit.
The theme this year is Kampong Days. It celebrates the Kampong spirit, or what we call Gotong Royong, which refers to the spirit of volunteerism and working together for the good of the community.
To celebrate that noble deed, NTUC Health Facility in Singapore has accorded an appreciation award to volunteers, including the Members Church of God International for their years of services to the senior citizens being taken care of in elder care facility across the city-state.
Brother Ellie, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to encourage you for your good work. I'm sure you have a lot of passion, you have a lot of good people who wants to do more.
Aside from entertaining the elderly with songs and dances, MCGI volunteers also bring free nutritious meals for them. The volunteers also organize games and art workshops for the elders as pastime activities.
Thanks be to God for every opportunity that we extend our help to everyone, especially to the elderly. It's really fulfilling.
For NTUC Health, thank you. We will assure that we will always be there. We will entertain more and make all the elders happy.
With the help of the Singaporean government, NTUC Health started their advocacy in 1997, which provides services to elders from middle-income households.
With a rapidly aging population, we need more volunteers to support us in caring for the seniors, holistically, to enable them to age in place at home and in their communities.
For years that the MCGI volunteers has been dedicating their time to provide companionship and entertainment to the elderly in Singapore, it has been a fulfilling experience for them to see the heartwarming smile and be excited for the next visit. Mary Jo Maleriado for Serbisyong Kasambahay.
Those are the reasons behind the news, August 14, 2017. I'm Angelo Castro III.
Reasons we delivered to you as they unfold. I'm Darlene Basingan.
Because we need to know, we will always ask why. Thank you for watching
Why News.